You know what's also pretty nuts is Xbox hardware sales down 30% for the fiscal, the quarter three 2023. And it apparently is setting off some alarms at
Hmm.
Microsoft. Rumor is that, you know, and this is basically the way it was kind of like quoted. It was like Microsoft is not very happy with Xbox right now. Um, and I'm very at this point, right? I think they're still fine, but if things continue to go the way they are, we're gonna see Game Pass on everything, and Xbox is not gonna be a console maker anymore, or Microsoft's not gonna make any consoles, and they're just gonna release, a Game Pass service or something to that extent into other devices that are not Microsoft, so or PC. Um, it, they're not happy that they made a bunch of acquisitions and they didn't have an exclusive last year. Um, or they had that what was it called? Ah, that rhythm action game that came out that looked pretty cool for Xbox. Oh man, I forgot the name of it.
Not sure
It's
which
like
one you're referring
it's like
to.
right
Sorry.
up my alley, but I totally forgot the name of it. Something Rush. Rhythm Rush? No. Xbox.
Sorry, guys. It's
On the fly.
fact checking.
I gotta,
Nobody's got to pull this off.
I gotta do
I
this.
I
Yeah,
got you. I got you. It
I
is
got,
concerning though. It is like
yeah.
right now, their numbers, considering the fact that they have to me the superior hardware.
Hi-Fi Rush. What's the name of it?
High five rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so that game looked cool, right? But it's not like they haven't had a big deal game for a long time since Forza, since basically since the when the consoles launched, and then Halo launched, and then everyone abandoned it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that studio is in deep trouble from all the rumors that are flying around. Um, I don't know, man. Um, Xbox is good because it keeps PlayStation on their toes and it keeps them competitive. But I I don't want to say it's being mismanaged, right? Because they're still making money, but it's just not like how long would you be able to justify the amount of money that they're making? Like they're still making, uh, you know, they're up 3%, hardware's down 30%. But when it comes to revenue for gaming, well, the gaming revenue overall is down 4%. But how long do you keep this up? And now, Microsoft has moved away from you buy the thing, and now you pay for the thing every month. So as they move away from the traditional, uh, I guess, product, and they move into more of a service oriented type of product. What does it mean for Xbox? And then uh, it comes back to PlayStation. I forgot if it was Jim Ryan that said it was like, well, if you put out your first party AAA exclusives day one on your service, you're just not gonna make any money.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what's going on. Hollywood, that's the best example, right? What happened with Warner putting out their day ones? It was like, oh yeah, we're not making money. Like putting out Batman and you know
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla
Yep.
vs Kong and all that,
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, day one. And then for a long time, Disney with all the Pixar stuff when day one on Disney Plus,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Onward
they
and all
ended up
this.
not really, knowing what's going on. Man, so it's crazy. By the way, just in case it happens, there we seems to be
Yeah.
having a little bit of a storm right now. So
It's bad.
um, just in case my internet goes out. So just in case, just to put it out there. But yeah, man, concerning. If you especially if you're an Xbox fan, I mean they Redfall doesn't seem to be hyping fans up. They do have Starfield, but we'll see what that game even is, and then after that, I don't know. But Joe, I mean, want to get your impressions on this, and then we can keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. There's just you just don't have any excitement right now around the brand. Like you can just sense it, and on the outside looking in, like you say, "Oh, you're a PlayStation guy. Of course you're gonna say this, whatever." No, no, no. I try to keep up because I do want to see them succeed. I'm gonna say something that could be controversial. Um, I don't know if Phil Spencer's the guy that needs to be in this head chair right now.
I agree.
Um, I I think before you go and cut off making consoles, you need to get someone else in the captain's chair. Give that a try first. That would be my course of action, because for like Phil Spencer seems like a nice guy. Seems like he knows what he's doing. But at the same extent, like he's doing the same thing now with yet again another generation of Xbox consoles, and this is madness. The very definition of insanity is do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's
Yeah.
insanity.
Thank
So
and then
it's
fans.
not going to
Yeah.
change if you keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, and fans can no longer say wait for next E3.
You can't. It's the same thing.
It's done.
We've been talking about this since like some of these issues with like the first party stuff and all these. It's
It's
been
Xbox
since the
One.
beginning of the show.
Yeah,
For years. I mean, the last time I remember talking, and this is not on the podcast, it's just in general, talking to someone about exclusive that I saw coming on Xbox that I went, oh, huh, that's interesting. Was the launch of the Xbox One and seeing Rise, Son of Rome, and I was like, that looks cool, and that game ended up being a complete flop. You
it
know.
was a fluff. Yeah,
It was a flop. It's been a trend and it just keeps getting over time. It's 10 years ago. But like when you look at it now, I think that's my course of action I'd recommend. Now, not to change gears a little bit, but did you see, that the Blizzard deal got blocked in the UK?
yeah, yeah.
And so that was by the Competition and Markets Authority. And did you see that one of the things that was listed in the documents was the competitive technology, specifically around Call of Duty not being able to run on the Nintendo Switch, and like that being it something that they recognize to be a potential issue, like as it stands, and it would have
Yeah,
to be a different iteration of Call of Duty for it to work on there versus the ones that run on Xbox and
yeah.
PlayStation. I thought that was
We talked about it.
hilarious.
We
Hmm.
we talked about it. It's like the Switch
Yeah.
cannot run Call of Duty. It's like, what are you gonna
No.
do? And they went ahead and signed a deal with Nintendo. It's like, what are you gonna run? It's
Yep.
like, I mean, that was a clear indicator that there's a new hardware coming that was able to run Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now the way they worded it, right, it seems like it's not. Um, man, it's crazy. They went nuts buying all these studios for billions of dollars, and they haven't had one game out. And Sony bought Insomniac for like 250 million. If they've had Spider-Man, Miles, Ratchet, Spider-Man 2 coming out, Wolverine, dude, what the heck?
Am I wrong to say it's about Phil Spencer? Am I like? I mean, I don't know, man.
I
It's hard. It's hard.
I think you're right, man. I think you're right. It's tough, right? Because you're gonna who are you gonna get? Like nobody else in the company cares about Xbox. Like
Yeah.
he's the Xbox guy. He's the one
Right.
that cares, right? You're gonna have to go external, and
I
that
agree.
could create some problems, right? Because that's that kind of happened to Sega when the Dreamcast was coming out. They kind of started going external, and then you know stuff happened. We all know what happened with Sega. Um,
Yeah.
and there's no one else that cares, and like this is nothing new. Like we've known, like since Ballmer was around, we've all known that he
Yeah.
just like kind of has been iffy. Like I mean, there's always the stories like, okay, well, why do you need that of like people like Xbox people going to Steve Ballmer and asking him like, oh, and it's like, oh, we want to do this, we want to do this, and oh, well, how much you need, yeah, whatever, right? Like he doesn't
Mhm.
care, right? But
No.
now with new leadership and all that, and then the the Xbox One disaster, which was like, objectively disastrous, right?
That was probably the worst for them.
It was, yeah, yeah. They dropped the ball hard, dude,
Yeah.
on that thing, and they dropped the ball so hard. There's been 10 years, and they still can't get around
They're
it.
trying to recover
That's
still.
dude. That's how bad that ball drop
That's a whole
was.
generation of kids that grew up. It's been 10 years,
That's
bro.
insanity, dude. Like this thing, like that's how bad they fumbled it. Yeah,
I can't, man. That's why
it's
I'm saying,
crazy,
how do
dude.
you let Phil keep doing the same cycle? I don't know. It's a hard situation to be in.
Oh man, it's rough. I don't know. I mean, it's and coming out of the 360, right, where I think that for the most part. Oh, how are we doing in time? I don't want to.
We're almost there.
We're
Yeah.
almost there. All right. Yeah. I mean, well, we're good. We're good. Um, man, it's rough, right? Because like 360, everyone loved the 360. Everyone was, on board with it. Even me, who I was like a PlayStation guy, I admit that third party games ran better on 360, right?
Yep.
And that's I'm not gonna, I'm not that, when it comes to like PlayStation first party, that's a totally different story. But third party stuff usually run better on Xbox, and that's
We gotta do the cell engine and stuff around that. We can talk about that another time.
yeah. But then that fumble was so brutal, dude, that they're still playing catch up, and it looks like it's again back to, rumors that they're still getting outsold 2-1, and then the Switch is still blowing everyone out of the water. It looks like the Switch may reach. I mean, the Switch is reaching saturation, but it's closing in on like PS1 numbers, right? Or already past PS1 or something like that.
I
Right?
think it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, it could be going for PS2's head, honestly. So, they're doing their thing. They don't care. But what are you doing different? What are you doing new? What are you doing exciting? And that's the big question. So, I don't know. I'm concerned. But yeah, like you said, I don't think Phil's the. I mean, it's been too long. It's been over. I mean, he's been he's been in charge of Xbox for over 8 years, and nothing's been done other than this, than buying stuff.
Yeah.
Like pay to win kind of thing. You see what I did there?
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this for sure, and we'll talk about it in the future.